Well, hello there, and welcome to this playthrough of King's Quest V for the Nintendo Entertainment System. This is a game that I had growing up and that I actually have quite a bit of nostalgia for. And it was funny because this was the only version of the game that I ever knew. And I remember seeing the PC version and thinking to myself, that can't be the same game as this humble NES port that I used to play when I was younger. But anyway, I'm very excited to be able to share this particular adventure with you. So what we'll do is we will start a new game here. So it's asking if we've previously played King's Quest V. So we'll say no, even though we're lying, but we want the intro. And there is King Graham's castle. Boop, off it goes. And here's King Graham, just picking some flowers, minding his own business, totally unaware of what has become of his own home. So funny. Oh, my castle. I can tell you what happened. The one benefit of this version of the game is that we don't have to deal with the voice acting for this owl. I'm pretty grateful. What? I know what happened to your castle. I saw it all. Yes, I did. You did? Well then, what happened? It was the powerful and evil wizard Mordack who did it. I just happened to be visiting with an old friend when I saw him materialize out of thin air. Thank goodness he didn't notice me. Make it all about you, why don't you? Don't stop now, go on. He caused a dark cloud to descend from the sky and envelop the entire castle. And then he commanded the cloud to rise again, and as it did, it took the castle with him. Oh, it was a sight to see, all right. Why? Why would this wizard, Mordack, want my castle? What could he have against me and my family? That I don't know. I only know that it was Mordack who took your castle and your family. Perhaps I can help you. My employer also happens to be a wizard, which is why I recognized Mordack. Unlike Mordack, though, my employer is a very good wizard. His name is Crispin, but we all call him Crispin for short. The only problem is, you see... The only problem is that Crispin is getting on in years and tends to be a bit forgetful. I don't know, this doesn't sound as if it would work. Oh, sure it would. Crispin is a very qualified wizard, one of the best. He just gets a little forgetful now and again, that's all. Now where is it? I know I brought it with me. Aha, here it is. What is that? Well, it is my opinion that you don't stand a chance against the likes of Mordack. Excuse me for saying, Your Majesty, but you don't have a choice. You must come with me. I'm sure Crispin can help you. And with that, Cedric sprinkled a strange powder on him. Imagine this happened to you in real life. So weird. What would you do if an owl came and just sprinkled some stuff at you? I'd probably run away. What is that stuff? A great question, Graham. Oh, just some old leftover fairy dust I've been carrying around. It'll help you to fly. You can follow me to the land of Serenia, where Crispin and I live. It's much too far to walk, you know. I think the fairy dust is still good. Come on, up here. And with that, here is my favorite cutscene of the whole game. Follow me. The air swimming is probably my favorite animation that Graham has in this entire game. And off they go, crossing forests, rivers, fields, to Serenia. There it is, down here, come on. Okay, here I come. Oh man, I have so much nostalgia for the music in this game. This reminds me of something out of a soap opera, to be honest. Cedric, where have you been? I've been calling for you. A bit clumsy, are you? Well, come on in the house and dry off. No sense sitting around like a wet dog. Cedric, go on in the house and pour each of us a nice cup of hot tea. Aye, aye, Crispin. It's good to know that this owl does housework as well as just recruits strangers from the forest to bring home. The Society of Wizards has always taken a dim view of Mordack and his abuse of his power. Why, he's even been put on suspension a few times. It never seems to do any good, though. Crispin, why would Mordack want to take my family or castle? What did we ever do to him? I'm afraid I don't know the answer to that. Mordack is a very unpredictable wizard. I've never understood that evil mind of his. I thought perhaps you could help His Majesty, Crispin. That's why I brought him here. Well, let me see now. I used to be a very powerful wizard at one time, you know, but I've gotten a little rusty lately. A little rusty? That's quite enough from you, Cedric. Yes, Sir Crispin, sir. I don't know what I have that would be of much use to you. Most of my wizard stuff is pretty old and worn out, but let's see what I can find. No, that won't do. That's all used up. Aha! It might work. Come here, my son. Eat it up. What is that? That's an appropriate response. I can't imagine what this man has pulled out of this trunk in its unrefrigerated state that might be at all appetizing in this point in time, given the circumstances. That's an old piece of magical white snake I had left over from last year. Alright then, with it you'll be able to communicate with the natural and animal world. You could find that quite helpful. I don't know why he ate that. Here's my old wand. I don't even know if it works anymore. Most of its power may be gone. You should know that wands are like pets. They've got to get to know you before they'll work for you. Just treat it with care and respect, and hopefully it will do something for you. You'd better get going, my boy. No telling what that confounded Mordack could be up to. You go with him, Cedric. Show him the way. Me? Yes, you. Don't be such a coward. Now go on. You'd better get started, and don't be wasting your time coming in here. I'm not going to be here for a little while. There's an emergency I have to attend to in a neighboring land. I'll try to keep an eye out for you. But this is something you and Cedric are going to have to do yourselves. I wish you the best, King Graham. Thank you, sir. I appreciate all that you've done for me. And that's the last we hear of Crispin. For a little while, anyway. I suggest we visit the town first. How about it, Your Majesty? Please don't call me Your Majesty, Cedric. It's much too formal. I'd like it if you'd just call me Graham. I'd be delighted to, Graham. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yes, the town. You might be able to find some supplies there. It's just over a little hill to the south, not too far. All right, so here we have the game. So we can walk around with a D-pad, and we also have access to a menu, and we can switch between options. So up at the top here, we have the ability to look at things, we can speak to things, we can handle or pick things up. This is a square reserved for if we've selected something out of our inventory. So if we go in here, for example, you can see we have the wand. And if we select the wand, then that's where it goes. And then we can use an item on things around in our environment. But we can also go into the menu, which is probably one of the most important places, and we can save. So a good thing to do is to note that there's a password here. This is for if we were to reset the game and wanted to start from this exact point. But we can also create temporary saves on the game for while we're playing now if we do need to reload if something happens to us. And if you've played any games from Sierra, you should know by now that saving frequently is pretty important. So what I'm just going to do is put, I got to select a spot first. And then we'll put in a file name. So we'll just call it intro here. And that's just in case the worst happens to us and we need to reload. So you just write in your file name, hit save, and there it is. So if we do need to get back here, we can. So let's chat with Cedric for a moment. I don't think he has much else to say. He's not listening to Graham at the moment anyway. All right. And I always have a hard time getting out of the menu, but either way, we can take his advice and go to town first. Watch out, a poisonous snake. That's probably one of the most famous lines from this game. We're not going to go anywhere near him, though. The snake, I mean. But let's head south. So this is our town. And here's a door, but I don't think we can get in here just yet. The door is securely locked with a heavy padlock and can never be opened. Well, that's nice that they allowed us to not waste our time trying to get in there. Okay. If you go on into town, I'll wait here for you. I had a nasty run-in with a dog once, and I'd feel safer out here. What you'll notice in this game is that Cedric is pretty much a big wiener. He doesn't go anywhere with you. Just kind of makes a scene about not wanting to be on this quest at all times, pretty much. So tried speaking with this lady. The people are too busy to spend much time talking to Graham, in his time of need at that. Okay, I think there's a faster way out of this menu. But there's a person here that we can speak to. How goes it with you, good fellow? Not well, I'm afraid. This old wagon's always giving me trouble. Can I help you in any way? Thank you kindly, but I think I can handle it. All right then, good luck. Thanks, but this wagon, I'm gonna need it. Okay, well, there's also, maybe, this looks like a barrel. Blocking an alleyway, a frustrated man fixes a broken wheel on his wagon. Graham notices an old wooden barrel outside the toy shop. See if we can find anything in there. Inside the old barrel, Graham notices an old fish. Just an old fish. Not just a fish, but specifically an old fish. Alright, let's try going in here. Take a look around if you want, but we don't have any shoes to sell you right now. We sold our last finished pair yesterday. Our business ain't doing so good anymore, and we're getting too old to keep trying. Is there anything I can do to help? There ain't nothing you can do short of buying us out. But like I said, if you want to look around, feel free. All right, thanks. So this is one of the many different places that we can visit in the game. The shoemaker's wife, looking haggard and worn, tiredly stitches away at a large piece of shoe leather. And you, sir? The old shopkeeper, eyes squinted and fingers calloused from years of making shoes, drives tiny nails into a shoe sole with a small cobbler's hammer. What else do we got here? Business doesn't seem to be so good for the shoemaker and his wife. There isn't one pair of shoes for sale, and the old couple look worn out. Okay, that says the same thing. Doesn't look like we can investigate anything else specifically. I wonder if we can speak to them and if they'll say anything different. You don't have any shoes for sale, huh? That's right, no shoes at all. We're making a pair right now, but it'll take a while. We're not as fast as we used to be. Well, that's okay. My trusty boots should carry me through the rest of my journey. Sorry, son. We're doing the best we can. It's like Graham's not even looking for boots at all. He's just harassing these people. My boots will be great, but don't worry about making me a new pair because I won't buy them anyway. But I happen to be the king and could easily give you a payout to help your business. So weird. The old shoemaker warily hammers tiny nails in a shoe sole. He doesn't even seem to notice Graham. Okay, well, they're pretty distracted. So let's just get going for now. Ooh, a glinty item, eh? I love when these things appear. Bending down, Graham quickly retrieves the silver coin from the street. Perfect. It's probably also a good time to save. Should make sure that we're saving pretty regularly, just in case. See, so our intro file is there. We can now pop over here and I'll just write coin because that's the last thing that we did. So just in case we run into any trouble. There we go. Perfect. Let's try going in here. May I help you, sir? So where are we? Looks like clothing. Oh, a tailor shop. The busy tailor shop bustles with activity as Graham looks around with interest at all the tailor's wares. At the back of the shop, Graham notices a dressing room in which a finicky customer tries on and rudely rejects many items of fine clothing. What's this? In the corner of the shop, draped casually over a tailor's form, Graham sees a thick fur-lined cloak. There's some pants. Okay, it doesn't say anything different. This guy? An employee of the tailor's, a friendly, good-looking young man, caters helplessly to a disagreeable customer in the back dressing room. Okay, maybe we can try speaking with the tailor. I'm interested in buying something. Ah, let me show you some things. A fine piece of cloth. With this material, I could make you beautiful shirts. There isn't a more beautiful piece of fabric to be found anywhere. With this, I could make you the finest trousers you've ever had. Well, right now I'm just looking. Thanks anyway. Look at Graham just yanking everybody's chain. Sure, whatever you say. I'm just here to help. I don't like this at all. That must be the guy at the back of the store there. Wonder if we can speak with this employee. The young man's too busy with another customer to be bothered by Graham. Okay, so the only thing we could look at in the store is this. So let's take a look at this thing. Here, let me help you with that. Oh, that cloak fits you perfectly. It just looks wonderful on you. Let me tell you, it will certainly help you keep you toasty warm in the coming winter. Let me know if you wish to buy it. Okay, so all we have is a silver coin right now. It didn't really say how much we would need to spend on the cloak specifically. But I'm always worried about accidentally spending things in the wrong places, if you know what I mean. Like, I'm not sure. Some of these games you can make unwinnable for yourself by using items in the wrong way. So I'm always cautious about that. Come on in, look around. Let me know if you're interested in anything. Well, this looks like it's full of things. Grandpapa? Yes, my darling? Can I keep this doll? I really like her. Now, Katrina, you know these dolls or these toys are for sale for other children. Besides, you've got plenty of dolls. You can just play with her, but just be careful. All right, Grandpapa, I'll take care of her. Okay, let's take a look around and see what this place is. Might be like a toy shop. A child's wonderland of toys fills this cute little toy shop. Yep. Nothing in particular we can look at here. This. Hanging on a side wall, Graham notices a strong little sled. The plump old Toymaker, who seems a jolly sort, carefully mends a toy while sitting comfortably behind the counter. A pretty little girl, who must be the Toymaker's granddaughter, plays with a doll while grandfather looks on. Okay, we can't look at the chair. Anything on this shelf? Looks like lots of like marionettes and things hanging down from strings anyway. Well, nothing looks to be very interactable in here. So let's speak with a little girl. Oh, that didn't work. I guess not, eh? Not allowed to talk to small children. I guess we should try speaking with the grandfather instead. This is a fine little toy shop you have here. You must be very proud. Thank you, son. I've worked very hard at it over the years. But you know, you need to really love it, and I do. Are most of these toys your creations? Yes, most of them, but not all. Some my son made, some I bought, some I traded for. You're very talented. Oh my. Thank you, thank you. Well, let me know if I can help you. Okay, let's see if we can take this sled. Let's see what happens. That's a fine sled, isn't it? Any child would love to have it. Yes, I was just admiring the workmanship. Thank you. If you'd like to buy it, let me know. The shipment of carving wood hasn't come in yet. What should we do? If it's not in by tomorrow, I'll send you to visit the sawmill. Okay, Papa. Well, that must be the son. All right. Well, we have a sled. We have a cloak. That's about it for the moment. There was the shoemakers with no shoes. And that man in his wagon, actually. Let's take a look at the wagon. I wonder if anything's changed with that now that that man's gone. He left. A broken wagon blocks access to a smaller side street. All right. Well, that's okay. I guess we can go for a little stroll.